Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be all about exactly what this channel is about: automating your business and putting more time back into your day. Now, when we all started a business, whether it's property management or co-hosting or owning your own short-term rentals, whatever it is, we wanted this illustrious passive income thing, right? We wanted to be able to sit up on the beach, not do a single thing, and make a bunch of money pop up in our checking account. Well, that's not usually what happens, and I'm sorry, but some of the YouTube videos might have lied to you. But there is a really cool tool specifically for property management, for short-term rentals, that we can use to automate a lot of the day-to-day, keep putting more time back into our day, so we can do the things that generate us revenue, like checking out our pricing, selling to new clients and homeowners, or just going out there and buying new properties. So that tool is Hospitable. And today we're going to get into exactly how we can automate 4 unique things that Hospitable can do for us and take out of our day-to-day. So let's pull up Hospitable on one screen, do a free trial if you don't have it already. Let's pull up the video on the other, and let's dive into it. Make your day a little bit easier. Here, then I'm going to go to notification rules, and these are what we have set up. So I want you to just focus on new reservation. This goes to all of our properties, and all this does is it sends a little text with some short codes. Hello, cleaner, new reservation property with the full address and the listing type. I add listing type just because if you have multiple listings at one address, maybe you have an apartment, tiny house, and like a main home, listing type will just tell that person which one it is. Because if you just send the address, it's like, okay, well, which one? If there's 3 there, we have a property like that. There's 4 different listings to one address, so we just add the listing type in there. Just good to add. Check-in time, check-out time, and the date for both, and then the number of guests. Number of guests is important just so they know exactly how many people are coming in terms of like towels, beds, linens, and what to be prepared for. Or that's actually a request from the cleaners to add that in there. Other ones that are for every property, we have an altered reservation. So this is huge. Anytime a reservation is altered, usually it's the amount of guests. Usually it's just the amount of guests, but if they change a date, that's important as well. And then, of course, cancellation. Make sure this is big letters so they understand what's happening at this property. But those are the main 3. I'll add in here what we have for some of our properties as well. We have 24 hours before checkout, a nice reminder. While all of our cleaners have access to the calendar, just giving them this nice nudge is nice as well. And then I could probably get rid of this 2 hours before checkout. I just keep it because no one complains about it. Just a nice reminder. We used to struggle at the beginning of our work to have a cleaner get to a property on time. So just letting them know that, hey, it's 9 a.m. People are checking out in 2 hours. Let's make sure that someone's there at least before noon. And if we're at a back-to-back, you got to be there right at 11. And then a couple properties, we also send a checklist. Let's see here. I just make these in Google Forms, and then I just add the link here, and they get this right at checkout, so right at 11 a.m., and then they're able to just click on the link and access the text and the form and fill it out as they're going through the property. Cool. So that's all we've got for notification rules. You can also, it's not right here, but you can do these as emails as well. You can also set up like email summaries to be sent to your cleaners. This is something that one of our account managers set up for our Nashville properties. I don't have the walkthrough here. Maybe I'll do it in another video, but they also give you that as well. So maybe they're not getting the cleaners and getting a text consistently or every single day, but they are getting a daily summary because there's so many properties that we have in Nashville. They're getting a daily summary of like, hey, these 7 units are checking out today, and the company needs to make sure that all of them are taken care of, rather than the owner of the business getting 7 different texts. He's got a lot of people on Hospitable, so it's an easier way to kind of keep it concise. But these are text messages, super easy, and geez, just takes it all out of your hands. Guess you and cleaners and your team, everything's all taken care of. Next up, and the simplest but most utilized, is going to be shared calendars. So here's our calendar here, and you can see a couple different platforms. First off, you can merge this with 99% of booking platforms. We've got VRBO, Airbnb taking the majority. We've also got direct bookings in here. So just an easy way to sync everything that's going on and just make it so like no double bookings ever happen. VRBO sometimes has issues. It doesn't not block the calendar. It's just very weird. Like sometimes it'll tell you like, hey, Andrea Ness booking did not get blocked. Go double check it. And sure enough, you go and double check it and it's just fine. Sometimes I think their connections are a little off, so it takes a little bit longer than Airbnb, but longer by a matter of minutes, not days. So there's never a time where we've had an issue with that. A cool thing we just started doing, which I think Hospitable made a little bit more fluid, is parent and child listings. What this means is this is actually a crazy example. So 4908, we manage property C and F, right? We also have, so these are both short-term listings. We also have medium-term listings, so 14 days or more, 30 days or more. Then we also have a listing of both the properties in one. So this is the parent listing. So what this means is the calendars are all linked to make sure that nothing gets double booked. So what happens here is C is booked, which means F is open, which also means that the midterms are going to get blocked, and it means the both is going to get blocked. And then on the other side, if C and F are both booked in a single booking, it's going to block off every one of these, and then vice versa. I think you get it. If F were to be blocked, it would block the both, it would block the medium term. So it's just nice to keep these all nice and sunk together. You can see we have a couple that have long-term or medium-term listings that we like to have nice and linked. So it's an alternative to adding that like link to your calendar, which I just learned that the link is actually less reliable than doing like a parent child listing like this. Hospitable and most PMSs recommend that you do it in their system for the most success rate. All right, so this one is huge, and honestly, I'm not going to go through it too much, but it's just automated messaging, and you can see how many pages do I have? 10, how many more? Yep, 10 pages of automated messages, everything from welcome to extending their stay to a rental agreement to check-in. Like, if you're not utilizing this for your business, you're really missing out. And this is just, it's the simplest form of automation for your business. And geez, I remember years ago when they didn't have this feature when I first started back in like 2019, 2020, at least Airbnb didn't have it. I wasn't using Hospitable at the time, and having to send the message manually, copy and paste, like it's crazy how far it's come. We're even at the point where it can answer questions for you with AI. So we've got, let's see, there's a couple here. The questions about hot tub, parking, restaurants, swimming pool, discount. When it says questions about in Hospitable, this is an AI response, which is pretty cool. Let's see, let's go to this parking one. So what this means is this is going to answer it instantly. Anytime that a guest asks about parking, or where should I put my car, or how many spaces are there at the house, Hospitable is going to recognize like keywords associated with parking, and then it's going to instantly use this pre-generated response that I have here. And first of all, it gets probably sent correctly 99% of the time, but when you really curate this message perfectly, there's no back and forth. I mean, we really cut out 95% of the back and forth with all this AI messaging. So just a huge time saver for all the people on your team and for your business. So if you're not doing it, use the AI feature and use automated messaging for sure. Last but not least, this is a little bonus. So I have a video like this already, and I'll make another one just about making custom codes. I'm not going to get into this. I'll just tell you what it is and how powerful it is. So a custom code is essentially your ability to really customize how a message or an event is going to trigger a message for your guest. For example, these are all set up around like check-in upsells and extended stay upsells. You can see these are from my YouTube videos. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete these right here from the video I watched, which it'll be in the link description below. So go check that out. But these are essentially, so anytime a guest is asking about early check-in, there's a lot of parameters around that. For instance, we don't say yes or no until 24 hours before. So if it's 2 weeks out and you ask us about early check-in, you're going to get one of these custom codes sent back to you. basically just a custom automated message that I'm making. It's outside of the scope that Hospitable already adds, so you have to customize that triggered event. But then also the cool thing is this can approve early check-in for guests. So if it's the day of and you want to check in, you're going to get a little thing. At some of our properties, it's going to say, hey, send us $20. We'll get it ready for you. You can check in at 2. Your code's been updated. And then they go ahead and do that. So that's a little upsell. That's part of the video as well. And then I think the coolest part of this, and this is a huge upsell, is just we send the night before and after a person's stay, if it's available, we send like an upsell to extend their stay, where this is where the custom code comes in. If the night after checkout is available, within 72 hours of that night, you're going to get a message from us saying like, hey, October 20th is available. We discounted it by 20% for you. If you want to go ahead and book, this is how you do it. Just alter your reservation, we'll approve it. Same for before check-in. About 3 days before you check in, you're always going to get a message from our system if the night's available, and it'll say like, hey, you want to add this extra night? It's only $100 or whatever it is. Feel free to just go in and adjust it, and we'll approve it for you. So I talk all about it in the custom codes video about how it's generated a ton of revenue for us, but Hospitable makes it easy to customize this stuff and really take control. And I promise you, I'm using like the smallest, like 2% of what it's capable of. There's so much more in here. So those are the 4 things. You've got cleaner notifications. Come on, if that's not helping you out, I don't know what it is. You've got syncing your calendar with other platforms. Also, you send those calendars to everyone on your team so they have access to it. They can access right through Hospitable. Automated messages and AI generated responses, also just smart AI responses. And then you've got custom codes. So those are super helpful. Hospitable is a beast of a tool. Let me know what you think about the video in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think. All right. Bye-bye.